till this day, I have no idea where this team is going when it makes certain decisions. I have no idea what they think when they make certain decisions. I really don't. I have no idea. Why is JJ Arcega-Whiteside still on this team? I don't know why. And it's either because he's forced, either Nick Sirianni is forced to keep JJ on the field, because I think he is. I think Howie Roseman is trying to justify this pick. Okay, guys like McLaurin, guys like A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, guys in that draft that we passed up on to get a guy that literally does nothing but special teams, and because he blocks well. Okay, now the Eagles did make some moves. The Eagles signed a linebacker and Christian Ellis today, and obviously tight end Noah I can't say his last name, but Noah was with us, then went to the Colts. And they used him well on blocking. They used him well on a couple of receptions. Like, he was pretty productive with the Colts, Noah. So I don't know if he ended up getting injured or something happened. I have no idea. But they signed to the practice squad. And then obviously you release a tight end in Nick Eubanks, and Travis Fulgham gets released today. I don't think you had a fair competition with these guys. I mean, JJ, without that Jets preseason game, would he have made the team? I have no idea. That is still a big question mark. But because of that game, because that's what he did, I'm sorry, but even till this day, he hasn't got a reception yet. Not only is this offense predictable, but because if JJ does play and he's lined up in a certain spot, teams might find out or start finding out what he's going to do, because really he's blocking. They're going to check the stat sheet and see that JJ is not catching anything. They're not throwing the ball to him. It's just a waste of a player. This is why Quez Watkins needs more receptions. You need to play Quez Watkins more. Let Greg Ward and Jalen Reagor switch at the slot position. Get him out of the game. I don't care how good of a blocker he is. It doesn't matter. It's not winning us football games. And number two, we're not running the ball either. Even last game, I don't know. The past couple games, I haven't seen him in that much, but it's just a waste. So how is JJ? I mean, obviously, Fulgham's had more success, but I know it's a year-to-year league. But when you compare their careers, Fulgham's had a better career than JJ has in a few seasons. And it's just getting to the point where Howie Roseman, even after the first year when he didn't do anything, and then the second year, it's like, oh, he's gonna have a great second year. You know, Howie Roseman said he's gonna look really good. He's gonna have a great second year, and this and that. He looks great, and I mean, all these excuses of what he's gonna do. Okay, Howie Roseman trying to justify this pick. Travis Fulgham, I don't know. He didn't shine this past offseason training camp OTAs. He really didn't shine at all. It was really the other receivers that were, you know, like Reagor, Quez Watkins, Devontae Smith. The rest of those guys did very well. John Hightower had a couple good ones too. But Fulgham barely, I don't know, he didn't really wow anybody this offseason, which I was very excited for. But you can't be telling me right now that Travis Fulgham, and this is team evaluation, which Nick Sirianni is not in charge of team evaluating. He is. But Howie Roseman is in this as well. And he's not, and he's a team evaluator, which a personnel evaluator, whatever you call it. And it's just not fair. It's not. And Travis Fulgham would be on this team before. He would be on this active roster before. I'd put Hightower on this active roster. I'd put Travis Fulgham on this active roster before I put JJ on this active roster. And I think it's a bunch of BS. You know what I mean? And we were afraid after Travis Fulgham got, released off of cuts the first time, and we thought he would sign with another team. He didn't, and no one's pried him off our roster yet. So he was one of the top gems last year that really shined through 8 weeks, and we stopped using him. Once Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson got healthy last year, they took snaps away from him, and that's what happened. But JJ does not deserve this. This is why Howie Roseman has to go this year. I don't care, like I said before the season started this year, whether it's a good season, bad season, I want Howie Roseman gone. Potentially, depending on what this team does, I mean, the Miami pick looks like a top 10 pick as of right now. I don't even think they can win 5 games. I mean, there's a lot of things running for this team right now, and we need to be careful of where we, lay the authority with a certain individual, and it cannot be Howie Roseman. So, still trying, and he's still trying to justify this pick in JJ, and I can't stand it. I can't stand that he's just keeping him around. I mean, he hasn't proved anything whatsoever. I mean, this is a question you should be asking. which they probably have at the post games or what. Like, why is JJ here? Why is he not getting thrown the ball? Or at least try. He can't get open. He can't get separation. That's the problem. He's just not talented, period. It was a bad pick, and that was it. And now he's trying to justify that pick. It's like, let's just wait. Let's just see what he could do. But they're not even trying to throw to him. So Howie Roseman's forcing Nick to keep him here, but then they're not even using him. So how do you know what you have out of him? Out of his blocking? I mean, I don't know what you're trying to get out of him because he's not doing much of anything. And then it's going to be predictable. Like I said earlier, it's going to be just so predictable because they're going to line him up in certain spots. Defenses are going to figure this out and see what plays they're doing because that's just what it is. So I don't care about the snaps. He hasn't got one reception. That's all. He hasn't got a reception this year. That's all I have to look at. I have to look at how many good blocks he has or whatever. And if he's good at blocking, then good. But that's part of being an all-around receiver. Like that's part of it. You know, there's receivers that are good skill set wise, but some of them can't block. But you have a receiver that can block, but it's just a waste of a body being on the field. As being it's a whole person, a whole player being on the field. It's another body. You could put a Greg Ward. If it's up to me, I'd have Devontae on one side, Quez on the other. Give Quez more reps. I can't stand it anymore. And let Rager and Greg Ward share the slot position. I think Rager will benefit in the slot. I think he'll play better in the slot. And that's just me. But, you know, Travis Fulgham is just a short success story that I don't know if we're ever going to get back, and it's unfortunate. So, you know, my hands are tied. I have no idea. I just don't get it. He stinks, sucks. He doesn't do anything right. He doesn't. I wish he didn't play good in that Jets preseason game because I really wish and hope that without those 40-plus yards reception touchdown that he had in that game, like, would he have made the team? Would he have made it? That's the question I'm always going to ask myself. At the end of the day, we could complain about Jalen Hurts. We could complain about Nick Sirianni. But Howie Roseman is the prime problem. And it's got to stop. Because this guy, waste to be in our receiver core. There's another receiver. Any receiver on that practice squad is probably better than him by a landslide. So that's all I really got to say, guys. See you guys later. Shakes Caught Up, Follow Slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.